Hey guys, my name's Steven. Welcome to another episode of SRC Paradise. I apologize in advance, it's a little bit windy today, so you might hear a little wind sound. I wanted to give a huge shout out to one of the SRC Paradise viewers. His name is Mathew H. In a recent video, I mentioned that I was running the SMC 90C discharge 4500 milliamp hard case lipos. And they were taking longer to charge. I was noticing they were taking considerably longer to balance. I ended up running them in that episode, and they performed well. But something that I didn't mention that I kind of noticed after the fact was that while they performed very well, they didn't quite seem 100%. It kind of felt like maybe they were, I don't know, like 85-90% of their normal punch and performance, though they still perform very well. Matthew had commented in the chat that he was kind of having similar issues with his taking a long time to balance, and so he contacted SMC Racing, and they had a little back and forth, and the result was a fantastic article by SMC Racing. I'm going to include the link down below in my my description. It'll be by my Instagram link at the bottom of the description. Highly recommend you guys read that article and check it out. It's full of really good information. I'm still learning as I go, and it's a valuable read. And it applies to all lipo users, not just the SMC lipo brand. I will very loosely paraphrase what it said, but I encourage you all to read it. Basically, they were saying that when you run lipos, when you run two lipos in series, like I do, in the Kraton or like the BE6S or any RC, basically, all of the energy from both those lipos, like one lipo has to essentially flow through the other lipo, and that over time can cause more wear and tear on that lipo if you were to always plug them in that order, right? One of the solutions they recommend doing, just for longevity and care for your lipos to help them last longer, essentially, is to label them, right? So that's what I've done today. In fact, here I'll show you. I'll take the lid off the BE6S here, and you can label them however you want. And then what you should do is, so label the batteries, like let's say A and B, and then you would want to label the leads, the battery leads to your ESC A and B. Then, ideally, you would do this when you first buy the batteries. But even if you're starting it now, I think it's got to be beneficial, right? So what you would do is you would hook up battery A to lead A, battery B to lead B. Okay, you would run the car, and then on your second charge or your second run with those batteries, you would reverse the order. So you would run battery B to lead A and battery A to lead B. And so what that does theoretically is it kind of spreads the wear and tear, if you will, across the batteries evenly, I guess, over the course of their lifetime. Essentially, what SMC was saying, and this is what I gather from the article. Again, I encourage you guys to read that article. But the theory is that if you haven't been doing that, one of the things that can happen is it's going to cause undue wear and tear on your lipos, and you could, all kinds of bad things could happen eventually, right? You can have cells going bad, and that's probably what's happening in my case, and I think that's what was happening in Matthew's case. It was taking forever for me to balance. It still is. I've probably got cells going bad in there. I'm going to take their advice, and I'm gonna label my batteries, and I'm gonna swap them out like that. So here I'll show you how I did it. I taped. This is lead A, right? See, this one is A, and this is lead A. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this into lead A, starting on this run, and then the next time I use these batteries, I'll reverse it. I'll plug in B, what is essentially B, into the A. Okay? So I chose to do A and B, and in addition to that, I'm wrapping like one end of my batteries with sort of that neon yellow, lime green duct tape. That way it's like super obvious. It just so happens that that was kind of a bad example, because for protection I wrapped both of those lipos and I put some padding in there as well. But all my other ones I'm just doing like one piece of tape around there, and then I'm labeling them A. So just, you know, to help eliminate confusion. And then of course the important part also is to make sure you label one of your leads. You know, at least label one of them A or 1 or whatever, and you know, so you don't get mixed up. That's how I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to try, and hopefully that will extend the life of my batteries. But huge shout out again, Mathew H. Very much appreciated. I love it when we can all kind of come together in this community and share information. So really much appreciated. Thanks again, Mathew H. Love it, love it, love it. So again, that link will be down below in my description, and it'll take you to the SMC Racing website, and you go ahead and read that article. It's pretty awesome. Cheers. Thanks for watching.